Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Beat, your favorite place to learn easy English through real conversations and grow as a person at the same time. I'm so happy you're here right now. Maybe you're walking, maybe you're making tea, maybe you're hiding from your responsibilities on the sofa. It's okay. I see you. And honestly, I've been there too. I'm Sarah, and this is the English Beat, the English podcast for easy English conversation, real-life feelings, and the kind of English you actually need every day. And today's topic? The power of not reacting. Yes, that is what we are talking about today. Because learning how to pause, how to not react immediately, can completely change your relationships, your work, your confidence, and honestly, your whole life. And if you get it wrong, it can ruin your entire day. Like that time I shouted at my coffee machine. No coffee came out. I was tired. I reacted immediately. And trust me, it did not help. That is what happens when emotions drive the car. They don't follow the rules. They go too fast, they turn into the wrong street, and suddenly your whole day crashes. So today we are going to talk about the power of not reacting in easy English, with real stories, real feelings, and real vocabulary you can use this week. This is your English podcast for easy English conversation. And we're about to learn English fast, not by memorizing lists, but by living inside the language together. Today we will talk about self-control, but in a very real and kind way. Self-control is our key word. Self-control means you manage your thoughts and actions even when your feelings are very strong. You still feel angry, sad, or scared, but you don't let those feelings decide everything for you. And I also want to introduce another beautiful word today, composed. Composed means you look calm and in control even when inside you feel stress. Like when you smile in a meeting, but your heart is dancing, your hands are shaking, and your face is somehow still smiling. That is composed. In this episode, I want to help you move from my feelings control me to I can control my reaction. I'm not going to tell you to stop feeling things. No, feelings are real and they matter. I just want to help you not destroy your own success because of one moment of emotion. We will talk about those days when you want to quit, but you still show up. We will talk about when one bad thing happens, but you don't let it kill your whole day. We will talk about people who judge you or put you in a stereotype and how you can rise above it and keep going. And of course, we will work on your English. This is a B1 level episode. The language is not too hard, but not too easy. If you don't understand every word, that's completely fine. Just listen, relax, and come back again later. Near the end, we'll have a word tour where I slow down and walk through the key vocabulary clearly. So if you want to grow your English and your emotional control at the same time, you are in exactly the right place. And if you enjoy learning English this way, please tap like and subscribe to the English Beat. It genuinely helps more learners find this podcast. Okay, I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous talking about this today. My emotions are very ready. But that's fine. We'll let them talk. We just won't let them drive. Let's go. Part 1. When one small problem destroys your morning. Let's start with something I think every single one of you knows. Imagine this. It's early morning. Your alarm rings. You feel tired. Maybe a little angry at life. And your first thought is not, I will grow today. Your first thought is, where is the snooze button? And then maybe you look at your phone. A message, a comment, some small bad news. And suddenly your whole body says, today is finished. I cannot do anything. I know this feeling so well. One small problem and my motivation runs away like a cat. Just gone. But here is the important part. Successful people feel this too. They feel tired, annoyed, lazy. The difference is what they do next. I love people who are relentless with their goals. Relentless is a strong word. It means you do not stop. You keep going again and again, even when it is hard, even when you feel low. Relentless people say, okay, I feel bad, but my goal did nothing wrong. And they still take one small action toward that goal. I remember so many days when I did not want to study or work. Not even 5 minutes. My brain said, "You are too tired. Do it tomorrow." And honestly, for a long time I listened. I watched videos, ate snacks, and told myself very nice stories about tomorrow Sarah. Tomorrow Sarah is always incredibly strong and motivated. She does everything. Poor tomorrow Sarah, she has to carry so much. But I learned something. Even on a lazy day, even on a hard day, I can say, I will do just 10 minutes. That's all. And that 10 minutes is everything. Because in that moment, I am building self-control. Self-control means you manage your thoughts and actions even when your feelings are very strong. Maybe you feel lazy. Maybe you feel weak. But when you give yourself one small task and you power through, you are sending yourself a new message. I can show up even when I feel low. And when you do this again and again, you also become more composed on the inside, not just on the outside. Slow down here. Let the point land. So point one is simple. You do not need a perfect mood. You need small, relentless actions. Feel whatever you feel. But give your future self at least one small action today. Part 2. When one bad moment tries to kill your whole day. Okay, let's talk about something that I think is very common and very painful. One small thing goes wrong and your brain says, today is bad. Close everything. It's like your day has many rooms. Work, family, health, English practice, hobbies. Many rooms. And sometimes, one room has a problem. Maybe your work morning was terrible. Maybe a conversation went wrong. But that does not mean your evening with your family has to be terrible too. Or your English practice. Or your time at the gym. For a long time, I could not separate the rooms. If one room was bad, I carried that bad feeling into every other room. Like wearing a dirty, wet jacket everywhere, at home, at work, with friends. I just kept it on. This is where a beautiful word helps us, resilient. Resilient means you fall down, but you do not stay down. You stand up again and try one more time. A resilient person can have a bad morning and still have a good afternoon because they let the day stand up again. They don't say the whole day is dead. They say that part was bad, but other parts can still be good. I had a day like this not long ago. I was teaching and everything went wrong. The technology didn't work, my students were confused, and I felt like a complete beginner. At lunch, I just wanted to go home. But I told myself, Sarah, this was one lesson. One room. Your next class is a new room. So I took a walk. I breathed. And I said, okay, that lesson was bad. Now we try again. And I tried to shake it off. Shake it off means you let the bad feeling go and you move forward. You don't drag it with you into the next room. And you know what? The next class was wonderful. If I had stayed inside my bad mood, I would have brought that heavy energy to new students who didn't deserve it. So, for you listening, ask yourself, do I let one bad moment decide my whole day? My whole week? If yes, don't judge yourself. Just notice it. And then practice this idea of rooms. You can close one door and still open another. Part 3. Emotions at work and school. Work and school are like big emotional gyms. Many people, many opinions, many small stress moments, all happening at the same time. And sometimes we say things there that we don't really mean, just because we are in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment means your emotions are very strong and you speak or act before you think. I remember once in a team meeting, a colleague made a small joke about my work. It wasn't even that serious. But I was tired and stressed, and I exploded. I talked too fast. My voice went high. I said things like, "You never support me," and "You always do this." Big words for a small moment. And afterwards, I felt so ashamed. But I've also done the opposite. At a different job, my boss would say small, hurtful things, and I never answered. I smiled. I said thank you. And I pushed everything inside. I bottled up my feelings. When you bottle up your feelings, you hide your emotions and don't talk about them. And one day, after months of this, I cried in the bathroom. I wanted to quit. All the old feelings came out at once. Both sides are heavy, exploding in the heat of the moment or bottling everything up for months. The middle is emotional control. You still feel everything, but you choose how and when you speak. One of the best skills at work or school is staying composed on the outside while managing your feelings on the inside. Composed doesn't mean cold. It means steady. Here's a small trick that helps me. When I feel my emotions starting to rise, I don't answer immediately. I take one slow breath. Sometimes I say, "Can we talk about this after the break?" That's not ignoring the feeling. It's just not letting it be the driver. So maybe your homework this week is this. When you feel something strong at work or school, give yourself 5 extra seconds. One breath before you speak. Those 5 seconds can save friendships, jobs, and many very long WhatsApp fights. Part 4. When people judge you or put you in a box. This one is big, because so many of our emotions come from what other people think about us or what we imagine they think. Sometimes we don't follow our dreams because of a stereotype. A stereotype is a simple, often unfair idea about a person or a group. For example, the stereotype that quiet people cannot be strong leaders. Or the stereotype that if you make mistakes in English, you are not intelligent. Those ideas are so heavy. And if you believe them, you start to live inside them like a very small room with no windows. When I started making content, I had a stereotype living in my own head. It said, real teachers are always serious. If you are playful and warm, people won't respect you. And I almost stopped because of that picture in my mind. This is where we need to grow a thick skin. Grow a thick skin means you learn not to feel hurt by every comment or criticism. It doesn't mean you never feel pain. You still feel it. But you don't let every comment control your life. For example, someone writes, "Your accent is strange." You feel a small ouch. That's completely normal. But with a thicker skin, you say, "Okay, maybe my accent is different, but my message is still helpful. I will keep going." Instead of deleting your dream because of one stranger on the internet. And sometimes it's not strangers. Sometimes it's family or friends who don't understand your goals. And that hurts even more. But here another phrase can help. Rise above it. Rise above it means you stay calm and act at a higher level. You don't go down into the same drama or negativity. If someone laughs at your English, you can rise above it. You think, at least I'm brave enough to speak a second language. I will keep practicing. When people put you in a stereotype, you rise above it by showing results, by growing, not by fighting in every comment section. And here, your resilience and your relentless side come back together. You don't stop. You keep moving toward your goals with a thicker skin and a higher view. Slow down. This is an important emotional moment. So if you feel like people are judging you, please remember this. Their words do not decide your future. Your daily actions do. Part 5. Making decisions when your emotions are loud. When you want to grow, you will need to make decisions that some people don't understand or agree with. And making decisions is hard when your emotions are loud. Fear, doubt, other people's opinions, all talking at the same time. What if I choose the wrong thing? What if people don't like my choice? In those moments, emotional control helps you be more decisive. Decisive means you make a clear decision and you don't change your mind every 2 minutes. I was not decisive with my content at the beginning. One week I made long episodes. Then I stopped. Then short ones. Then I changed again. My feelings were the boss and the result was chaos. What changed was this. I sat down and asked myself honestly, what do I really want to create? What feels right long term? I made a plan and said, I will follow this for 3 months, even if my feelings get scared or bored sometimes. I used self-control to protect the decision. My feelings were still there. Some days they shouted, "This isn't working, change again." But I told myself, no. We decided. We will test this plan properly. A trick that really helps me is separating feeling time and decision time. First, I let myself feel. I write in my notebook, I am scared of this new project because I put all the fear on paper. After that, I look at the facts. What does the data say? What is the real risk? Then I choose. You give your emotions space, but you don't let them vote 5 times in the decision. And when the decision is made, support it with relentless action, not with more thinking. Emotional control doesn't mean you become a robot with no feelings. It means you become a leader for your own life. You listen to your feelings, but you don't let them be the boss every second. You become more composed, more decisive, more resilient. You grow a thicker skin. You rise above small drama. And you keep moving. Step by step, you build a life where your goals drive the car and your emotions sit in the front seat with you, safe, with a seatbelt. Not all over the steering wheel. Word tour. We have talked through a lot today, a lot of ideas and a lot of feelings. So now I want to slow everything down and do our word tour together. I'll say each word slowly, explain it simply, and give you easy examples from real life. You don't need to write everything down. Just listen, repeat, and feel the rhythm. If you want, close your eyes for a moment. 1. Stereotype. A stereotype is a simple, often unfair idea about a person or a group. Example 1. There is a stereotype that quiet people cannot be leaders, but that is not true. Example 2. The stereotype that making mistakes in English means you're not intelligent is very unfair. Repeat, stereotype. One more time, stereotype. 2. Decisive. Decisive. A decisive person makes clear decisions and does not change their mind every 2 minutes. Example 1. A decisive leader helps their team feel safe and clear. Example 2. She was decisive about her study plan and followed it for 3 months. Repeat, decisive. Last time, decisive. 3. In the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment. Your emotions are very strong and you say or do something before you think. Example 1. He shouted at his friend in the heat of the moment and later felt sorry. Example 2. She sent an angry message in the heat of the moment. Repeat, in the heat of the moment. One more time. 4. Shake it off. Shake it off. When you shake it off, you let a bad feeling go and you move forward again. Example 1. I made a mistake in class, but I decided to shake it off and keep speaking. Example 2. He was angry in the morning, but he shook it off before meeting his friends. Gesture. Shake your hands like shaking water off. Repeat. Shake it off. 5. Bottle up your feelings. Bottle up your feelings. When you bottle up your feelings, you hide your emotions inside and don't talk about them. Example 1. He bottled up his feelings for months and then one day he suddenly cried. Example 2. It is better to talk than to bottle up your feelings all the time. Repeat. Bottle up your feelings. Slowly. 6. Composed. Composed. When you are composed, you look calm and in control, even if you feel stress inside. Example 1. She stayed composed during the interview, even with difficult questions. Example 2. He felt nervous, but he tried to look composed in the meeting. Repeat, composed. Very slowly, composed. 7. Resilient. Resilient. A resilient person has problems, but they do not stay down. They stand up and try again. Example 1. She failed the exam, but she was resilient and studied again. Example 2. Life was hard, but he stayed resilient and kept moving forward. Repeat, resilient. Slowly, resilient. 8. Self-control. Self-control. Self-control is when you manage your thoughts and actions even when your feelings are very strong. Example 1. I was angry, but with self-control I spoke calmly. Example 2. Learning English needs self-control because you must study even when you don't feel motivated. Repeat, self-control. One more time, self-control. 9. Grow a thick skin. Grow a thick skin. When you grow a thick skin, you learn not to feel hurt by every comment or criticism. Example 1. If you post videos online, you must grow a thick skin. Example 2. She grew a thick skin at work and didn't let rude comments stop her. Repeat. Grow a thick skin. Imagine strong skin protecting your heart. 10. Rise above it. Rise above it. When you rise above it, you stay calm and act at a higher level. You don't go down into drama. Example 1. People laughed at his English, but he rose above it and kept practicing. Example 2. She didn't answer the rude comment. She chose to rise above it. Repeat. Rise above it. Feel yourself going higher. 11. Relentless. Relentless. If you are relentless, you do not stop. You keep going again and again, even when it is hard. Example 1. Her practice was relentless. She studied every day, even on bad days. Example 2. He was relentless with his goals, and slowly his whole life changed. Repeat. Relentless. Feel the power in it. Relentless. 12. Power through. Power through. When you power through, you continue and finish the work even when you feel tired, bored, or uncomfortable. Example 1. She wanted to stop, but she powered through the last 10 minutes of her study time. Example 2. He was sleepy, but he powered through and finished the project. Repeat. Power through. Last time. Power through. Wow. You did so well. Even just listening to these words is real practice for your brain. Remember, you don't have to use all of them today. Choose 1 or 2 that feel right and try to use them this week. Maybe relentless. Maybe rise above it. Maybe self-control. Whatever you choose, I am really proud of you for staying with me and working on your English and your emotions at the same time. If you only remember one idea from today, let it be this. Your feelings are real, but they don't have to be the boss. You can feel nervous and still speak. You can feel tired and still study for 10 minutes. You can feel hurt and still rise above it. So here is your small homework for tonight. Before you sleep, write 1 sentence about your day using one of today's words. For example, I was tired, but I powered through my English practice. I wanted to stop, but I was resilient and finished the conversation. It doesn't have to be perfect, just real. And if you feel brave, share your sentence in the comments so other learners can see it and feel a little less alone. I read every comment and I genuinely love seeing your progress and your small wins. Thank you so much for being here, for trusting me with your English and with your big feelings. You are not too emotional. You are human. And you can still be strong, decisive, and relentless with your goals. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. And give yourself a little credit for today. You showed up. You listened. You learned. That already means you're growing. I'll be here next time, ready to talk, laugh, and power through life with you in English. This is Sarah, and you've been listening to The English Beat. See you next time. Bye.